No, Kenya, no. We were rooting for you. Like the video's intro plays. We got a lot to get into.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. I want to make it make one.
Big moves. Surfer. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
I remember when Candy Hair used to look like this. I fly above. I fly above. I fly. No, that want you? No, I fly above.
Okay, y'all. So I was going to do a short video, but you guys specifically requested that this be a live. It's a lot to unpack. For starters, I want to say that Kenya Moore is and will always be my favorite housewife. The good, the bad, the ugly. I like Kenya, but I'm not going to sit around and BS. She effed up. If, the rumors are true and she needs the money and she needs the business to do well, this was her moment. And you chose Get Back instead of putting on your business. I don't even know if you want to say your business pants, whatever you want to call it. This was your moment. She's like 55, looks great, has the daughter, got rid of Mark, opening a new business. No other hair salon is like this in Atlanta, even if I don't necessarily think it's the best business model. Great. You effed up. But let's start with Bravo. No other workplace would allow somebody to threaten you with a weapon and still have that person around you without any other, I don't want to say security. I want to say it would be a requirement that there be a sit down with HR. Mr. Sim said Bravo didn't fail Kenya. Bravo absolutely did, and so did the showrunners. If at any point somebody at your workplace says something about a weapon to you in a moment of aggression, and that's not called to the carpet, they failed her. They failed everybody on set. Take Bravo out of the scenario, whether you own your business or you work for somebody or whatever. If there is somebody who is aggressive towards you and they start talking about a weapon, all gloves are off. All gloves are off. But that doesn't mean that you can come back at the person with revenge, P. Not at your workplace. Where do I want to start? I want to start with Britt. Britt is not my favorite person. And so sometimes I know things and I feel like it's public knowledge, but I guess it's not public knowledge. So let's start with the people were questioning whether it was a cartoon D or a real D in the woman's mouth. And I told you, I know people in the room and they said it was a real D. I was the first person to actually confirm what was on the poster board. So let's start there. Again, I don't really cover this show anymore. So when I was on Really B's panel the other day and I was talking about things I knew, I did not realize it's not common knowledge. So Britt Edie's manager is actually affiliated with Marlo. So that might add a little context as to why, if you do feel like Kenya wasn't necessarily warm towards her or welcoming, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, I'm trying to think, do they just do business together or does this man actually manage Marlo? I want to say that Britt's manager actually manages Marlo. And my guard would be up too with somebody who is not the stylist, the manager. I think the manager either manages Marlo as well as Britt or has financial dealings and ties to Marlo. Yeah. I don't care for Ken at all, but that was wrong for Britt to say. Real ones don't have to announce what they're packing. Everything was too much. And that's why I'm extra upset at Kenya, because if she would have just went to HR like Karen Huger did when Candace told her to go to Hades, she would have just done something normal and paid her dust. The fans would have taken up for Kenya in that moment and possibly even got Britt out. Now, don't get me wrong. Kenya is and has been rewarded for her bad behavior since the inception of, well, not the inception of the show, but since she started. Or Kenya has been rewarded quite well for bad behavior, but this was too far. While we're talking about bad behavior, why I saw something about Karen. I guess we'll come back to it. We all saw this. Based on Kenya's behavior, the decision was made to cease filming with her this season. I wouldn't be surprised if Kenya is out. I would hate that for her, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kenya is now out. Let's go to some of these.
Listen to me because I can see shit that Kenya did wrong. So don't listen to me because I'm the wrong bitch to listen to. So because I still to this day that was iconic, but I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Don't quote me on that one. Don't at me. Okay. But I just felt like, I be feeling like if it was so wrong, don't show it. That's my thought. But anyway, who am I? You know what I'm saying? But then don't listen to me because I can see shit that Kenya did wrong. So don't listen to me because I'm the wrong bitch to listen to. So because I still to this day that was iconic, but I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Don't quote me on that one. Don't at me. Okay. But I just felt like, I be feeling like if it was so wrong, don't show it. That's my thought. But anyway, who am I? Who am I?
Okay, so let's get into that. Why I think RHOA is over. What's up, y'all? Yasa is dropping out the clouds to show you love like you do everyone. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I really honestly do. I think I was in y'all's whether you like it or not panel last night too. Okay. The ratings are not great. If you notice, Bravo gives out these new ratings that incorporate different streaming services and stuff like that. The bottom line is the ratings are the ratings, and they dropped, and they weren't even great for this episode. And Dr. Heavenly might be right in the sense that they should have taken it out if it was so egregious, but they don't have the choice to take it out because outside of that, what is the show? Portia is mad with Drew. Are y'all tuning in for that? Angela's daughter was about to nuck and buck on the grandma and her aunt. Are y'all tuning in for that? Do y'all care about her 8 homes that they haven't sold? This was the big gotcha for the season. What Britt did and Kenya's response, and it still didn't break 1 million views. Bravo needed this. And even with this, get people to watch. It might have hit the blogs. People might be talking about the show, but they are not watching the show. So what do? You throw in Cynthia and you throw in Phaedra. If we're just going to be honest, Frick and Frack were at their best when they had an adversary. So Frick and Frack were friends because they initially didn't like Kenya. And then it turned into them against Candy. But outside of that friction, are people really interested in Frick and Frack? They didn't even like each other when they weren't on the show. So it's not even believable. Love on High. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Chanelica. That scene with Britt and Portia was a pickup shot and filmed after the grand opening event. You can tell the difference in the camera editing. So you're saying that they were on a apology tour basically and were allowing Britt. Oh, wait. If Chanelica is right, then technically Portia didn't even have Kenya's back in the way that we thought that she did for confronting Britt about the pow pow. I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed. I did watch episodes. I didn't watch them when they came out, and RHOA was going to have an uphill battle regardless, because you have multiple new people with stories and lives that the viewers are not invested in. So, I mean, I don't really know where they go from here. I think they I think they messed up not allowing Aaliyah says that's not a fact. Are you talking about what Chanelica had said? We don't know. We don't know. But let's go into some of these things. I was talking to Gabor, and he brought up a really good point about Kelly specifically. Where is she? Her. Okay. So when I watched the whole episode, I was actually quite annoyed at this one. She talks a lot. And when she was talking to her girl, Britt, about the pow pow never even really came up. And she kept saying, that's not who she is. On a deeper level, we're about to go deep, y'all. On a deeper level, you are a woman who has experienced extreme abuse at the hands of your spouse, to the point where you were sleeping in a closet. And at the point where somebody threatens physical violence or threatens to use a weapon, and you don't really know this person, why are you vouching for them? Gabor brought that up, and I was like, we really need to dig deep there. You don't know her. You don't really know Kenya. She did say something because you were right there for it when she mentioned the weapon, and then you defended her. Anytime you bring up a weapon, that's an extreme act of aggression. Why are you so quick to defend somebody who could potentially be threatening a coworker with that type of physical violence? So I didn't like that. When she walked out of the event, I was okay with that because, she walked out before the D pick, but I was okay with her walking out of the event. But what I'm not okay with is this. You defended somebody you didn't know, you looked stupid, and now you had to post. Where is it? Here we go. Defending somebody and then experience why nobody likes them is so humbling. You think? Somebody called her Lil' Kim and now I can't unsee it. I don't know if you can watch them for free. Maybe the Bravo app. Wait, Kelly is saying that now, but Britt supposedly talks about her kids later this season and Shamia's kids too. I don't even understand why Kenya allowed this woman at her venue a couple days ago. These people are not really your friends. And Kenya, more importantly, you're gonna have a target on your back. And you allowed them to put that target on your back and basically successfully take you out. I have so many issues with what Kenya did because she's smarter than this. If she would have, and you guys can put it in the chat, if Kenya would have done her event, everything went off without a hitch, and then the next day called all the girls up and just exposed her for being an alleged scammer, would you have been okay with that? No, okay. Okay. How do I put this? I'm not trying to run nobody's whole facts, But if we're gonna have a real conversation about this, Kenya, you are amongst the Portias of the world. You are reading Britt for probably the same things that Portia has done in abundance. You calling her a little low budget video girl. Portia will never forget Some Cut. That's what she did. And I would be surprised if most of the cast does not have a sext or a text or a video or something that somebody could use against them at some point. Now, Britt might have been a cam girl, and that might take it a little bit further. But you're not going to get no men or women whose Hofax runs long to agree with you with running their Hofax in front of a whole camera crew, in front of a whole event. None of them were going to go up for that because they had probably all laid it low and spread it wide. And if you could do it to her, you would do it to me. So, I mean, when they were actually telling her, Kenya, no, I think it was Shamia might have said this was too far. And Kenya was like, she threatened me with a weapon. It's not too far. There was nobody who could have stopped Kenya. And then I heard some other theories that production knew that Kenya was going to be doing that specifically. I can tell you that production did not know that Kenya was going to be releasing those images. Production did not know Kenya was going to be releasing those specific images. And let's get into the invite. Kenya's not a person who doesn't dot her I's and cross her T's. She did not uninvite Britt to this event. So I don't know if she wanted Britt there to further embarrass her, but it was definitely premeditated. No, I'm telling you, Naomi, production did not know that Kenya was going to be pulling that out. I'm telling you. I so wanted one of the people that I knew in the room here tonight to discuss this, but people are actually nervous. Anybody who speaks on this from the cast, the crew, or other people of the cast, they get picked up by the blog. So even though I asked nicely and they said they would pray on it, nobody's here doing this video with me. But it was a person in the room. It was a person with a little bit of knowledge. And I was like, well, you know, if you want to defend Kenya, you can. But kind of come and give people insight as to what was going on in the room. How heavy was the room? And I guess the Lord told her no, because she's not. The Lord must have told her no. I knew several people in the room. Maybe I should start trying to go to some of these. They probably would not want me because I will come back and tell y'all. Chanelica says, Keely Williams, a.k.a. 3LW, Keely lied about not hearing Britt mention. Right. It was definitely a lie. I don't know why the Lord would have told her no. We're not like regular YouTube over here. We're the nicer ones. We're the smarter ones. I know my subs are smart. Thank you for joining the membership, Shrink and Sharon. Girlfriends Unfiltered. Thanks for being a member for 24 months. I appreciate that. Well, hopefully she's in the chat with us. I don't know. I might call her right after this and say, you missed out. Let's keep moving into other people that piss me off. Angela, is that her name? Angela? What do they call her? Pinch nose. Why did she piss me off? I think she's fake. When Shamia, Britt, and her were speaking about the situation, and she said that she was just affirming her friend's feelings, meaning she didn't feel like Kenya was ugly or rude to her. It's like, stand on something. You wrote a messy question, which I'm actually really fine with the questions. Even Kenya getting back-to-back questions You've done the show for 10 years. That kind of stuff she can handle. But you initiated this. Then when your friend Britt was looking for some type of validation from you, you backtracked. Then you were in Kenya's face saying, I understand your side. Why do y'all like her? I mean, she's messy, which I do like. I'm not going to lie. But everything about her is being exposed. The stuff about her man allegedly having a baby and Wendy Williams coming out and saying that the woman had told her she had a baby. Like, I don't know what y'all are seeing in Angela yet. I didn't really mind her up until this last episode because it was like messy for no reason. Stand on something. Either you agreed that Kenya was ugly towards your friend and you wrote that question. You don't need to affirm another 40-year-old woman's feelings if she's not going to affirm them. Work on your own stuff. At that point, you hadn't really made up with Shamia and she was calling you LaToya Jackson. Work on your own stuff. I don't know. This cast is just, it's like a band of misfits. You got one girl who runs her own Hofax from high school saying she was a video model and that's her claim to fame. Then people start exposing her, where is it? This. What is this?
Modeling. So I went from being the talent to now being the entrepreneur. And being able to do that is making sure your mind is in the right place, making sure you can focus. And so that's what I'm going to teach you, how to put everything in line to be able to map out your blueprint to success. I'm showing you how to separate yourself from everybody else. While everybody's all going left, we going right. We're not doing what.
Okay, here's my issue. I understand that I am on social media. I get it. But I'm not your atypical influencer. It's very easy to see through the bullshit. You're walking through a car lot. What does that have to do with your business? You are showing us images of a lobby, whether it's your hotel or even where you live. What does that have to do with you teaching these people insurance or entrepreneurship? It is the flash. These people don't own this shit. Whenever you see influencers over there with, Ferraris and stuff like that, they've rented it for the day. That Fendi, Lindy, Mindy, whatever they're wearing for the day, that's it for the day. Their whole store is dedicated to one-day rental. Marlo, perfect example. A fake it till you make it. At all costs. Why are we seeing a G-Wagon and not a business proposal? Why are we not seeing your office? Why are you showing us everything that every 20-year-old influencer shows people to buy their bundles? If I need some advice if I want some advice on learning to sell insurance, I'm going to go to Larger Curves or I'm going to go to Vinky Gumbelson from the OC, who we see, she ran her business out of her home and she chronicled what life was like as a female boss. I mean, come on, y'all. Like, come on. I see this stuff all the time and I cringe because I'm like, some people buy into it, i.e., look at Jennifer Williams' husband. He sells a lifestyle. Allegedly, he sells a lifestyle that he doesn't have. Well, he might have it with Jennifer now at this point, but you get what I'm saying. This is no different. What businesswoman is at a dinner going off talking about weapons?
What everybody else is doing. This course
You are doing exactly what everybody else is doing from that space.
It's for the entrepreneurs, the doers, the 9-to-5ers that are sick and tired of doing the same thing over and it's not working. Killed it. I started from a background in modeling, entertainment. So I went from being the talent to now being the entrepreneur. And being able to do that is making sure your mind.
Y'all, why are we seeing you? Is it just me? I replayed it so you could see it. She is walking through a car lot. Schoolboy, you didn't lie. Atlanta is fake it till you make it, and Atlanta's full of scammers, so she's no different. Absolutely. Love on High says, I can't take any of these ladies. Britt was wrong and Kenny was wrong with the P word. I'm done with real exes of ATL. It feels like most people were. I think the ratings were in the 5s. At the height of RHOA, I think they were doing like 4 million a week. And that was just off the strength of Kim's synthetic wig and Nene before she had any teeth. It literally was just fun, ridiculous situation. Like the biggest fight was not being let into a party. That's, if you could get back to that, I think it would be interesting and I think it would be fun. But everybody has already taken a master class on what it means to be a housewife. And so that's what they are giving us, their best interpretation of it. Thank you for the super chat. Jazzy says, I'm confused. Are these photos not the same type of photos that were posted in the men's magazines? A lot of video models posted raunchy back in the... No. So like I was saying, I did a video confirming exactly what was on the boards because people were like, maybe it was a cartoon or maybe it was just a D was drawn into her mouth. No, these were actual photos of her sucking D. We don't know if it came from when she was a cam girl. We don't know if these were photos she sent a partner or a video she did with a partner, or if they were just photos floating online. Can you suggest they were photos floating online? But whatever the case is, there's not a company in any world in 2024, 2025 that would allow somebody, now that Revenge P is widely known, they would allow somebody to disseminate those type of images at work. And that's really just what it is. I don't know if Kenya can come back for it. And I don't even know if it's fair to compare Phaedra's to compare what Phaedra did to Candy. And here's why. What Phaedra did to Candy, in my opinion, should mean that she was never on the show again. It's crazy replacing Kenya for doing that to Britt when Phaedra is all over Bravo in multiple shows. Let me tell you why I don't think it's fair to compare. Because I expected more from Kenya. I just, it's neither here nor there at this point. Now you're in the thick of it. You need this job. I don't really know how she's going to monetize without, I don't know how she's going to monetize without the show. And that's from the bottom of my heart. You are now a single mom. You're raising your daughter extremely well, the right schools, everything. But at the end of the day, you needed this check and you messed it up. And you weren't even willing to hear reason. So I can see the correlations between Phaedra doing something egregious like that and being allowed to come back to work. But I'm in this space, I'm just disappointed in Kenya. You should have refused to film with her, went directly to the network heads, go above the showrunners. Like, there were so many options that you could have done and still came out as the victim, because at that point you were. Everybody saw this woman was coming for you. Caribbean Gal said, Boulevard needs a Vicks shower tab real bad. Is Boulevards, is that way of calling somebody a hoe? Like she works the... Is did I miss it? Is that Boulevards? Is that saying she was on the host roll? I don't know. Tell me. You don't have to send another super chat. You could just tell me in the chat. Shy, thanks for being a member for 9 months. I didn't know people were still invested in this show. You know, there's always going to be a fan base for it, but I don't know. They might need another recast. Amy J, if you're not as extra as Aston Hall, soaking your face in expensive ice water, then you're not that girl. He was at some game. Like, I didn't know that man had like a ginormous penthouse. I don't even know what he does. If you don't know, Aston Hall was the one who was soaking water and showing everybody his, weird routines. But I didn't know he had like a super huge penthouse too. What does this man do? I've never even heard of Aston Hall before the other day. Paige, thanks for being a member for 15 months. Paige said Kenya should have told her, "You packing, Miss Roswell? I got real heat. I'm from Detroit." Now, Kenya does have heat, and we can discuss Kenya saying she was going to bring heat for Phaedra. But I believe that was after Phaedra had already brought a taser for Kenya. So it was in response to somebody already bringing another weapon. But again, we're in a different day and age. It just shouldn't have gone there. It should have never been a weapon conversation. It should have never been revenge P. And I say revenge P because we don't know the full picture yet. We do not know where those nudes came from. Kenya made a statement, and we'll get to that in a second. The Dimp 72 says, so for Kenya to be so smart, that was less than. Absolutely. And I'm a big fan, but I'm not gonna lie. Spiritual Gangster, thanks for being a member for 10 months. Kenya let her trick her out of her position because she was jealous. That shows lack of intelligence. And if you are just coming here, I let people know that Britt shares like a manager with Marlo. So I would have definitely had my good eye on her as well. So we have a second example of Kenya retaliating. Well, Kenya was in her own home. And to my knowledge, the only person who I know who's ever actually brought a weapon onto set was Phaedra with a stun gun and Kim's husband at a reunion, the Hick. Let's be honest. Kenya keeps showing us who she really is, and we keep ignoring it, and she's too grown for this. Yes. But I still love Kenya. It's not gonna thank you for being a member for 13 months. I can love you and still hold you accountable. Shia, Mims, my name is pronounced Shia. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Shia. My bad. Y'all know I will butcher your name, but I'm going to do my best to remember the pronunciation, Mashia. Paige, Mims, Britt has a whole video with her original face on YouTube talking about her modeling career. I think I saw it, but was she? Let me see. I had something on my phone, but let's see.
Hi, this is Britt here.
Let me see, because I think she's scantily clad. Hold on, before I put this up. It says something about men. Kingsman Media. Is that some type of POR? And y'all know the rest? I'm not trying to get in trouble. I saw this video of her. She's scantily clad, pre-nose job, pre-veneers. But I don't want to show it if Kingsman is some type of adult. She ain't worth me getting in trouble. But
trying to get hot and sexy for the next shot. We got a sexy, steamy shower scene coming up, so look forward to that. It's gonna be really hot, glamorous. Hi, this is Britt here at the photo shoot. Just trying to get glammed up, trying to get hot and sexy for the next shot.
I'm not too invested in Britt. Maybe it's just me. I know. Does anybody like Britt? You can put it in the chat if you're a fan of Britt based on she's not sounds very Craigslist. Did anybody, based on what you saw on the show prior to what happened between her and Kenya, did you like her? No. Wow. She's ordinary. How this show has fallen. Absolutely. Kim Kardashian was a video girl. Kim Kardashian snuck into the set of a Tupac video when she was 14, so it's not unheard of. She's annoying. No. Wow, so she does not have a fan base. I never liked her. Hell no. No. Ooh. Never. Damn. Okay. Okay, let's get into Kenya's response to Andy. Let's see. So Andy Cohen was doing a podcast, and I listened to the part that was on Kenya, and I feel like what they are doing is trying to lessen the blow. And so they aren't doing too much conversation on the weapon thing and more of the conversation on Kenya's response to the weapon. So let's see. I want you guys to hear it.
That Britt made a comment at the end of last week's episode, like, I have a gun and a whip or something like that.
I saw that.
And on this week's episode, they all said to Britt that you can't say that shit. And she was like, yeah, you're right. You know, whatever. She shows up to Kenya's opening of her gorgeous salon, which is beautiful, that Kenya has worked so hard on, that she dedicated to her daughter. And it's this big event opening it with all these people there. And Britt comes in and brings her flowers and says, I want to apologize to you, and a note. And Kenya totally ignores her, like totally. And Britt's like, okay, I'm just going to leave these here. And Britt leaves. And then Kenya gets up and makes...
He has a Sirius XM channel, so a lot of Bravo people are on his channel. But I don't like how he's whispering. It's giving Chester the Child. Y'all know the rest. I don't like his voice in this.
Her whole opening about someone came after me and they shouldn't have. And I started looking into who this woman is, and this is who she is. And she starts showing pictures of her.
With like poster board that she printed
out. And this is like
one of the pictures is
revenge
her.
Porn type.
Yes.
Okay.
One of the pictures is her like,
oral sexing.
Yeah. And so, and the Atlanta Housewives were like, we're out. We don't want any, the place like clears out. And then there's and Cynthia said, in all my time at the show, this is the lowest I've ever seen anything get. And
now, what is this glitter bracelet you have on underneath?
It's glitter tape. Ben put it on me. He covered me in
Sorry, it's very eye-catching and beautiful.
I know, it actually is. It's glitter tape.
I like it. It's diamonds.
For Ben,
Okay. Ebony Williams, thank you for the super chat. Ebony says Kenya is fine without the RHOA check. It's extra. Ebony, I hate to say it, but where? She said that the hair salon was basically failing. As far as we know, they're going to sell the rest of her product for her hair care and then not replenish at Sally's. I'm pretty sure the major... her income came from RHOA for the most part, I'm sure. I want her to do well. I even buy her products, or I did buy her products. I really do want Kenya to do well, but I don't see it. Just like Nene, she had her dream home when she was on the show. Then she downsized to a penthouse. Then she downsized to an apartment, I believe. Like, these people, reality stars specifically, get very accustomed to that check. And there is a shelf life, even if you've been on a show for 10 years. So the ones that are able, you build a business and you can sail off into the sunset. I don't think Portia is there. I don't think Kenya is there. And technically, I don't think anybody from the RHOA cast is there in terms of establishing a large, substantial business that will allow them to live the same lifestyle that they lived while on the show. Look at Kim. Kim's a prime example. She says she sold $15 million worth of products its first year, and now she had to pawn her ring to pay for her rent. I'm not trying to be ugly. I just don't know how not to be realistic in this sense. Kenya needed this job. A Candy. Well, Candy came into it already a multimillionaire. So I don't put her in that category because Candy wasn't fake it till you make it. Candy was living in a normal ass house, but sitting on millions and millions of dollars. So she came into it probably wealthier than Andy Cohen. And shout out to Candy. She just produced the largest grossing Broadway play in history. It's made more in 2 weeks than any other place. So shout out to her, but I don't see her like that. Shamia married well. I'm saying, when I say somebody who took something and made nothing, like Kenya's products, great. They've been shelved now. Bethany Frankel couldn't pay her rent when she started on Housewives of New York. Literally, she couldn't pay her rent. She was giving out samples on episodes of the show, and people didn't even want the samples of her natural food. She turned that into a multi-million-dollar business. Nene was on the verge of that when she was opening her stuff, but those things have kind of like shuttered. So I'm just being realistic. If you can, Portia has two businesses, the sheets. Portia's sheets and Portia's hair care did not put her in a $7 million house. For most people, most reality stars, that Bravo check is their bread and butter. It's 800, 900, $1 million. Nene was getting 2.5 million. And then that money is just gone. You've had to pay taxes. You've had to pay your management. You've had to pay all of these people off the top of your money and still live well. And Nene was able to do that because she was in the millions, but now she's not. So, I think I just want better for Kenya. I see her vision with her daughter. And somebody mentioned earlier about, let me see. Janelica says, how is the whole opening about her if this was done at the end of the event? You're absolutely right. From what I heard, the event was quite long. And this was at the end. This was literally the tail end. They had done a whole speech. Bravo just didn't show it. And a lot of the speech was about Brooklyn and, her plans for her daughter and things like that. And, being a single mom and being an entrepreneur. It should have been a highlight. It just ended up such a low point. What about Eva? She's on like a Tyler Perry production, right? I'm not. Okay. Let me clarify. When I say maintain the lifestyle, I'm really talking about cast members, maybe even Phaedra. Phaedra has like multiple businesses now, but I don't, When I'm talking about somebody, like Nene. Nene was rags to riches. Nene didn't even have no teeth when the show started. And then as her celebrity rose and her star started shining brighter, Nene became the highest paid housewife. Loved it for her. Nene was in Hollywood. Loved that for her. Nene was able to open brick and mortar stores. Loved that for her. I love an entrepreneurial spirit. I love all that. But those things are done. And, I support her YouTube channel. I definitely told people to go watch it. I watch the episodes, but I just feel like Nene, I don't know, put in the comment section, what kind of business would have been extremely successful for Nene? What do you see? I mean, Kenya with the hair care, that was natural. Portia is, Portia always has like the best hair for, with bundles and everything. That was a natural choice for Portia. What would you, and I'm not talking about Nene on the Home Shopping Network selling them, dusters and caftans and stuff like that. What do you think would have been a really good marketable product for Nene Leakes? Teeth whitening? Maybe. I could see that. Wigs or makeup. Is Nene a beauty brand? She was on Broadway too. I'm telling you, when Nene's star was on the rise, Nene was my favorite. So I was extremely happy for her. A cameo. She could have sold her memes. Wigs or makeup. I think Cynthia should have been selling wigs. She should have seen if she could get in them some of them shake and goes from Vivica Fox. Cynthia is great with a shake and go wig. Home decor. I think Nene did a great job with her dream home. I'm not gonna lie. I did like it. Would you have bought it? Strange enough, I was at a Kroger's and they were selling pillows from some dude from Southern Charm. Kroger's stores were selling Southern Charm pillows for some dude named Craig. So you never know what people buy. Nene was very marketable, but I can't think of a specific product. Liquor. Now, she did like to drink. Luxury white t-shirt. That's a read. Nene wigs. Would you want to look like Nene's? I mean, I don't see her as a beauty brand. I'm sorry. Not saying she's not beautiful. Just like Giselle is beautiful, but I don't see her having a beauty brand. I'd have to think about it. Will be a good thing for Nene. Nene was everywhere for a minute. We don't know her to cook. I think a wine, to be honest with you, when the show first started and Nene was hot on fire and she loved wine, I could see her with her own wine. That would have probably been a good one. Monet Brown, Kenya could reappear like Phaedra did. I would love it if we could get season 10 cast back as the full-time cast. I would love it. Honest to God, I would love that. Did Andy say why Britt was not held accountable? I'm sorry. Let's go back. Thank you so much. We went off on a tangent.
I'd like that.
I have glitter tape everywhere.
Please.
Yeah.
Put it in my car.
Oh my God. Anyway, so that's what, and then there's a slide at the end of the show that says, Bravo, stop.
I'm sorry I didn't get to go
after this.
Well, they say there's all this talk of, after the Me Too movement, it's like if you show someone a dick pic or a nude pic without them saying, yes, I would like to see that right now, that's like sexual assault. You can't just go around being like, hey, someone did it to me the other day. I was at a workout.
I don't think it's sexual assault. I think it's sexual harassment. And I think that's what Kenya was speaking to. So she responded to that. Let me see. Where is it? Damn it. I had it up. Okay, here we go. It says the two co-hosts are extremely ignorant. Sexual assault is the R word. Remember, that's what Phaedra accused Candy of attempting to do to Portia. That's the Kenya I know. Revenge P. If someone showed Kim K's sex tape to you, is that revenge P? I don't know if that's the same equivalent. But okay, we're going to let you make it on that, Kenya. I found that plus tons of other online. She signed a release for it, so it's fair. Receipt. Now that is interesting. So are you saying that Britt is the reason that it was able to appear on the show because Britt signed a release for it too? That's interesting. Warning, if you are not an attorney and familiar with Georgia law, then shut the F up. Sick of the bias and selective outrage. These comments should not have aired. It's a podcast where it's legal. You don't want activated Kenya. I should not have shown at my event, but for the love of God, why would they ignore a clear gun threat? Absolutely. At least she's acknowledging that she should not have shown it at the event. Technically, you should not have shown it at all, but it's Kenya, so we'll just let her make it on that. I don't like this. Hold on. Nene owns a farm. No, and so Lexi Lean, to answer your question, no, he did not say it. Paige says Nene currently owns a farm in Iowa and has her own liquor brand per her podcast. Let's see what Nene's liquor brand. Nene Leaks Liquor. Nene Leaks is known for her love of St. Germain elderflower liqueur, and she has a signature cocktail named after her. But what is the... Okay, Nene leaks dishes on Miss Moscato wine. Okay. Shout out to Nene. Let me know if any of y'all have tried it. Now that she's conquered reality, sorry. Oh no, that's from October 2020. Now that she's conquered reality TV, Nene Leakes is out to conquer the business world. The budding entrepreneur already owns her own restaurant. Okay, so this was old. And recently launched a line of Swarovski crystal t-shirts. Does anybody... Where is this for sale, Nene? But she's now revealing her new venture, a line of Moscato. Sitting down with Anderson Cooper. She can't do that no more. Okay, but where can you buy this is the question. Nene Leakes Miss Moscato. Okay, now this is from 2011. Nene Leakes also revealed to the magazine her plans to produce an Italian wine called Miss Moscato. So she has been wanting to do it since 2011, but where can you buy Nene liquor now? Let's see if there's a NeneLeaks.com. Okay, so there is no links to anywhere where you can buy her product. So that's a problem. If Nene does have products and there are no links on any of her social medias to get to those products, I'm thinking that maybe she is she's in the process of putting out a product. Y'all can correct me. Oh Lord. DB says, Mims, let's move on. That lady don't got no wine, just evictions and wigs. I'm not okay. So I'm the kind of content creator that if I found out Nene had some wine, I would probably gift some to some of you guys just to try it. If she has products, I'm not afraid to buy it. I bought Kenya's products. I bought Miss Juicy's products. If I like you, I'll buy your stuff. So maybe she just means she's coming out with it and it's not in development, because I can't see her not having a link to it if she was selling something currently. I do have people who really, really, really like Nene. I don't know what her supporters are called, but they try to keep me up to date on Nene. And I've heard a few things that Nene is now in her soft girl era and she wants to be a beauty brand. Remember, she got that mini BBL. I think it was like a mini lipo 360 in BBL. And she's been looking great. Nene is also a woman of a certain age, like 56. She looks great. It was a mini lipo 360 in BBL. I saw her and the doctor talking about it. That's not me being messy. She's open about it. She looks great. She looks better now than she did when the show started. But it looks like in that pink outfit she's wearing Sheba Sheree. I'm gonna leave it alone. I would love to see the cast from season 10 back on the show. I'm pretty sure that won't happen. I would love if Kenya could come back to the show. Based on what's going on in the way that they have edited the show to like. When they started talking about Britt's aunt passing away while she was on the way to Kenya, I was like, y'all are really, really laying this on thick. I can't tell when Kenya is scared or not scared, so I'm not going to say that Kenya was not taking it as a serious threat. I don't know technically, but what I do know is I don't want no flowers from you after you have threatened me and really tried to come for me your entire story arc. I just wish she hadn't done it. As a Kenya fan, I'm not going to lie. I just wish she had not done that. Talk about her scamming. Call her, you want to say she's a video hoe, but you did videos and Portia did videos. And I think Shamia might have done videos, or she might have done artists, or, Phaedra's trying to be a 50-year-old video girl. Whatever the case may be, that breed is going to fall short when you got the whole cast. Nene is, opening her legs to married men. This is not the cast to, run a Hofax, because everybody has a Hofax at this point, especially at these ages. We all got a Hofax, even the practical virgins. So, can you know? Do you guys feel, are you enjoying the show? Put that in the chat. Let me know if you are currently enjoying the show. Yes, I love it. Okay. Charles Oakley definitely has a Hofax. Angela trying. Nene is the best. Only seconded by Claudia and Kenya. Like, Puerto Rico goes down in history. I'm enjoying the show. Okay. So y'all are watching it. Oh, I could see that. Okay, no. I think I'm out. Who knows what I like it. Nope. I love the show. I was waiting for that. You're messy. Not you were waiting for this one episode and then you back out. I don't watch it. Yes, I enjoy it. Sheree, yeah. Like the brand value she had in She by Sheree, only to, take it as far as she took it, is crazy. No, yes, it's okay. So, I mean, mixed reaction. I would love to see Nene back on the show. This version is not it. It's a little love and hip hop. Nene is the flatter. I'm enjoying this Nene. Well, good, Miss Angela. Candy got a whole new dungeon. Yeah, Candy was rich before the show. Oh, thanks. I appreciate you. I love you guys too. Yes, we all have a Hofax. I'm waiting to see if there's going to be friction between Shamia and Creonta. But anyway, guys, thank you for being here. This was going to be a short video, but when you guys really request that I go live, I definitely try to make that happen, even if I don't really cover these shows anymore. Let me know if you want me to try to get the gang back. Jamie, Rodney, Gabor, and Scotty also said he wants to do a panel as well at some point. So let me know if you want that. I know tomorrow I got like major dental work. I might be like Nene season 1. So cross your fingers for me. Not Nene with the good grill season 4 when they're done. They're done. No. I might be Nene season 1 after tomorrow. So y'all might have to just bear with me. Worry about yourself. Thanks for being a member for 23 months. Wow. Madam. Who's Madam? Who's Madam? Are you saying somebody's like a pimp? Like a madam? Be blessed. Love you, Mims, in chat. Let's get the likes up. Yeah, I didn't even check on the likes. Yes to the panel. Are you going to Dr. Heavenly? Going to Dr. Heavenly what? What, is she having something else? Yes, y'all want the panel. No, we're definitely not doing a panel every 2 weeks, but this is like a big story, so I can see. Oh, the puppet madam. Oh, who are you calling the puppet madam? Oh, okay. Eva is madam on the show on All the Queen's Men. Okay. I was like, oh Lord. For your teeth. I hope Kenya bounces back too. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. I'll talk to the gang and see if they want to come up and do a quick panel maybe this week. We'll see. It's kind of short notice. But y'all have a good night. I'll see you guys for more of my normal content tomorrow. If I'm not in pain.